That one was late. That one I purposely only loaded 3 in. Lots of fun. Revolvers, I highly recommend you getting 1 or 4 or 5. Welcome to another edition of Cranky Gun Reviews. It is a beautiful sunny day out here, March 8th. It's about 48 degrees. I'm out at my pistol range today, not at my rifle range. And I have some beautiful revolvers that I'm shooting today. So my Smith & Wesson J-frame 637, a Charter Arms Undercover 38 Special, which I just picked up, a Ruger SP101, which I also just picked up, and then my Ruger LCR 38 Special. So even though the Ruger SP101 is 357 Magnum, when I picked it up yesterday, the shop I bought it from did not have any 357 Magnum in stock. So I am shooting 38 Specials out of that. And my target set up about 20 feet away right now. I'm going to try to get some action shots shooting that, and then a few shots with me shooting as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so starting off first, my Smith & Wesson 637 J-frame. This has a alt mount grip on it, which I think was the same ones that they used on the Performance Center 637s and the J-frames. This is one that I carry a lot, so it's always nice to just take it out of your pocket and shoot it without cleaning the lint and stuff off of it. Right now I am shooting some Winchester White box, flat nose, jacketed. I really like this stuff. It's what I used to buy at Walmart. It was about, I don't know, somewhere around 30 bucks for 100 rounds or something, maybe 32 bucks for 100 rounds, I forget, but that's my preferred cheap bulk ammo. I also have some Bullseye target ammunition, and I really like this stuff. I think I only have this box left, so I try not to shoot it all. This is kind of a lead flat nose, and these are a real light shooting bullet. I think they're only like, I don't know, something like 125 grain. No, these are 158 grain, but the powder is a real slow powder, so they're fun to shoot. And then I also have, let me put that down, safety first. I also have some old school wad cutters. These are a lot of fun to shoot. So, right now this is the Winchester White box. I'm going to do 5 on the target. Then we'll switch over and we'll go to the Charter Arms. Then we'll go to the SP101, and then we'll go to the LCR. So here we go. Alright, so 4 of those shots were about 1.5 inches above the bullseye. That's about what I normally do with these. I haven't quite figured out how to get the ramp sight lined up to get a good shot on it. And a lot of times, because I'm switching between 4 different pistols every time I come out here, it's hard for me to get a really good understanding on what my sights are doing. But that wasn't too bad. I had 4 of them about 1 inch above the bullseye, 1 of them about 2 inches below the bullseye. And again, I'm going to try to slow down my shots a little bit, trying to shoot double action only to try to get better at my trigger pull. This is my Charter Arms Undercover. I just picked this one up. Very nice gun. It came with rubber grips. I put these nice Charter Arms wood grips on it because I like the look of this. And this was actually one that I bought to replace my Smith & Wesson J-frame, the model 37 I had. That one I traded in a few months ago. Again, I am 100% self-funded, so when I want to get something new, I often have to trade something in. That's how I got the Ruger SP101 this week, and that's how I got this guy as well, by trading some stuff in. So this one's in pretty good shape. Had a little bit of bluing wear on the barrel. I used a blue pen. It's kind of like a Sharpie marker to color most of that in, so it looks pretty good. I also replaced the cylinder on this one because these ejector pieces, this little knurled part, was missing on this one, so I bought a parts kit off of eBay, and it had a really nice cylinder with all those parts on it, so I ended up swapping the crane with the ejector rod and the cylinder as well. So that's what I have on this guy. This is my Charter Arms Undercover. And that group was a little bit worse than the Smith & Wesson. This is only really the second time that I've shot this gun. I shot it once probably about a half an hour ago as I was prepping for this. Being that it's a nice day today, my range is kind of busy. I like coming here when there's nobody here so I can do my videos without people bothering me. So that was the Charter Arms, and I'm going to come back to this again in a minute. Alright, so this is the Ruger SP101 in stainless steel. This is a 3-inch barrel model, and this is another one that I just got, again, through trading stuff in. I traded in my 3-inch barrel J-frame that I had that was a really nice, my Model 36-1 Chief Special. I traded that one in mainly because I wanted something that was a little bit bigger. I wanted a 357 Magnum. Even though this is a Magnum, I am shooting 38 Special through it. So let's go ahead and take a few shots with this, and then I'll show you what my target looks like. Pulled that one way low. I pulled that one high. So this one, because I literally just got it today and the sun's facing right in my eyes, yes, I'll blame the sun for this, I had a pretty bad target with that guy. So let's go and look at that real quick. Alright, so here's my targets out here at 20 feet. Maybe I'm pushing this a little bit too much, 20 feet. I mean, so this was the 637. That's probably the one I had the most shots with already. So these are 4 of the shots. This is one of them. This was the Charter Arms. You can see I'm off to the left a little bit, just for some reason the way the sights are on that. That's how I pull it. But again, you can see the sun is shining right into my eyes as well. And then this was the SP101. So I had one here. This one was already here, but I had one here, one there, one there, one there, and I think this was the other one because I pulled one of them really low. So that one I need a lot more practice with. Let me go ahead and reload, and I'll come back here in a minute. Alright, so this time you get to see it from the bench side as I'm shooting. Again, I'm going to start off with my 637 here, and I'm shooting still with the Winchester White box ammo. I'm going to go for the top right target because that one has the fewest hits, and I'm going to go single action this time. So again, never claimed to be a marksman. I claim to be an enthusiast and a collector, and that's what I am. So that wasn't terrible. All of them were on a 6-inch target. Again, that's about 20-21 feet, maybe a little bit more because I'm on the other side of the bench. Alright, I'm going to go back to my Charter Arms. And again, I feel I have to say the caveat that I just got this one. I haven't shot it except for today. And I always forget how much these little tiny grips can hurt when you're shooting them. So I'm going to go for the top left again with this, and I'm going to go with single action, see if I can figure out why I'm having trouble hitting that. For some reason, all my shots pull left with this. I mean, there is a nick on the front sight. Maybe the front sight's bent. I'm not sure, but it's something I definitely need to learn to accommodate for. And again, when you buy trade-in guns, you never know why somebody traded it in. It could be that the sights on this one are messed up, and that's why somebody traded it in. I mean, for me, I really like the Undercovers. I love Charter Arms firearms. I mean, I know a lot of people give them a lot of crap for not being as good as Smith & Wesson, and there is some validity to that. Their older firearms from like the 60s and 70s were definitely better quality than the ones that they put out in the 90s, and even some of them that they put out today. This particular one, I believe, is around 1973 when it was released. So it's a pretty nice gun. I'm going to go ahead and put some of my Bullseye ammunition into my Charter Arms and see if I can get better results with the Bullseye. And this is a much slower burn powder. They fire really nice. They're a nice heavy round, but they're nice and slow. So let's try that again. Single action with the Charter Arms Bulldog, top left target. Alright, so my problem is I'm actually pulling it. I'm pulling him to the left because that second and third shot, I think, were right next to the Bullseye. They went exactly where I aimed, and that was just when I was taking my time. So it's me. It's not the gun, it's me. So again, I need more practice with this. And I'll get there eventually. I'm going to go ahead and pause this and switch it up a little bit here. This is going to be the 637. I'm going to go right for the bullseye. Do my best, double action. Alright, so that one seems like I have to put the top of the ramp right between the U-notch to get a good picture out of that one. Alright, I'm going to switch next to my charter arms again. Try to do this in succession. I should have loaded these ahead of time, but I didn't, so luckily they're only 5 shots. Makes it easier to load them. Alright, here goes the charter arms, and again this is double action. So if I slow down my shots, I'm definitely a little bit better with this. When I tend to just quickly squeeze the trigger, this does have a very heavy, probably like an 11 or 12 pound trigger, probably heavier than the 637 has. So I tend to pull the shots a little bit with that. Let's go to the SP101, and then I'll finish her up with the LCR. And it's not an LCR X, it's just an LCR. Alright, so here's the SP101, again double action, going right for the middle. That one low. This has a much smoother trigger. Like, it's long and it has a nice arc to it, but it's very smooth. It's very different than the J-frame and the charter arms, though. I mean, very different. It's like it's more like a pendulum. It feels like it's a longer trigger. You have to pull it a little bit further, but it has a nice smooth arc to it, and it breaks really clean. So that first shot, I yanked it because I was expecting the trigger to break before it actually did. All right, and here goes my LCR. Again, this one's double action only. And there you have it. There's 25 rounds. Most of them are in the green. I probably have 6, well, maybe actually about half of them. Probably about half of them are in the green, but again, at 20 feet, 22 feet, something like that, that's not really that bad considering I have the sun in my eyes, and if somebody was running towards me, that's definitely more than enough to stop the assailant. So I'm going to go ahead and paste some of those up, and I'll come back in a few minutes. Alright, so for this drill, I'm going to show how different ammo can affect your point of impact. So my 637 I have loaded up with wadcutters. My charter arms I have loaded up with that Bullseye ammunition. My SP101 I have all the Winchester White box. And then my LCR is just a random mix. And I'm doing all double action on these, aiming the same way I did for my last drill here. Actually, it blew half of the pasties off on that one. So maybe that wasn't a great drill because I knocked half the pasties off the first shot I hit, but I hit 3, 1 low and left, 2 to the left of the green, and then 1 high on that one. Maybe it would have been a little bit hard to see. Stinks that half of my pasties came off, but that's just the way it is. It is still cold enough that it's hard for stuff to stick. So, going on to my charter arms that has the Bullseye ammunition again in double action. The rest of the pasties off, so you can't tell where that went either. Although that was better than the 637. I think most of my rounds were just to the bottom of the green, so that wasn't too bad. Now let me go back to the SP101 with the factory ammunition. And I basically shot the center out of that green that time. So it just takes a little bit of practice. And then here's the LCR with who knows what order it's loaded in. I think I have 2 factory loads, 1 Bullseye, and 1 wadcutter in no particular order. Other than the big powder bursts when that stuff goes off, you really can't tell a difference. Again, other than the 3 flyers that I had, mostly with my 637, I mean, for me, again, that is really, really good accuracy. I'm not going to complain about that whatsoever. If I was shooting at somebody, I definitely would have stopped the threat. And that's what we're all about here, is enjoying yourself shooting targets and being able to hit what you're aiming at if you did have a threat. Again, I've said it before, I really pray that I never ever have to shoot another human being. I would feel awful even if it was saving my life. But that's my shooting there. So there we go again. There's my 637. Let me zoom out. My 637, my Charter Arms Undercover, my SP101 Ruger, and my LCR Ruger. There's a whole bunch of empty cases here. See nice primer strikes on those, and then a few of the Winchester factories. The wadcutters I'm shooting are reloaded by a place called M&M Reloads in Hillsborough, New Hampshire. And the Bullseye ammunition looks like that. I think it's 158 grain, says somewhere on it. Right there. Bullseye shooting, 158 grain, soft, semi-wadcutter lead. And this stuff I really like. It's a slow shooting. You can tell when you're shooting the reloads because the powder has a big puff. Thanks for watching Cranky Gun Reviews on this beautiful Sunday. Have a great day. God bless America. Support your 2A rights and keep shooting.